shadow passes overhead, then another. The sky darkens. On the scorched earth below, a small family of guinea fowl chicks scatters in panic. Dust explodes around them. A shape drops from the heavens. Talons first. It's fast. It's ruthless. It's searching for prey that cannot hide from the sky. This is Africa's killing ground. And in the next 20 minutes, you'll witness the most brutal battles for survival the savanna has to offer. Nature's coldest battles, when hunters become the hunted. "3,000 feet above the African savanna, a martial eagle rides the thermals. Its wingspan stretches nearly 8 feet across. Its eyes are 4 times more powerful than human vision. From this impossible height, nothing moves without being seen. A small mongoose appears in the grassland below, a meal that could feed this apex predator for days. The eagle tilts its head. It has spotted movement. The hunt is about to begin. The martial eagle is Africa's most formidable flying predator, but size matters less than strategy in nature's calculus. This particular eagle is hunting young mongooses, vulnerable targets that live in colonies. The mother mongoose knows the eagle is near. She's learned to read the sky. When shadows pass, she gathers her young closer. But today, there's a problem. One youngster has wandered too far from the burrow. It's curious. It's alone. It's doomed. The eagle folds its wings. The dive is almost silent. 200 miles per hour, the young mongoose has perhaps 3 seconds to react. It runs. The eagle's talons spread, massive, curved, sharp enough to pierce bone. At the last moment, the mongoose dodges left. The eagle's grip closes on empty air. Dust rises. The young mongoose scurries desperately toward the safety of the burrow. The mother mongoose stands guard, hissing at the sky. The eagle climbs back into the thermals, searching for easier prey. Not every hunt ends in death. Not every kill is certain. Across the savanna, another predator hunts. The brown snake eagle is smaller than its martial cousin, but far more specialized. This bird has dedicated its entire existence to one task: hunting snakes, black mambas, cobras, pythons, some of nature's deadliest reptiles. The brown snake eagle fears none of them. A black mamba emerges from beneath a termite mound. It's one of Africa's most lethal snakes, capable of delivering enough venom to kill 20 men with a single bite. But the black mamba has a problem. It's been spotted. High above, the brown snake eagle has already begun its descent. The snake senses danger. It moves with the speed of a whip. Flowing across the rocky ground toward shelter, the eagle is faster. It dives. The black mamba rears up, its hood spreading, its mouth opening to reveal black mucous membranes. A warning, a threat. The eagle pulls up just inches from those fangs. One mistake means death. But the brown snake eagle has hunted snakes for 15 years. It knows every trick, every defense. It circles again. This time, the eagle approaches from behind, diving at an angle the snake cannot strike. The eagle's talons strike the mamba just behind the head, the killing zone. The snake convulses. It strikes. But it's too late. The eagle has already released and climbed away. The mamba writhes in the dust, its venom useless against an enemy already beyond its reach. The brown snake eagle lands on a nearby acacia tree and begins to feed. Nature has its own brutal logic. But danger waits at every corner of the savanna. A young lion emerges from the grass, drawn by the commotion. It sees an easy target, a small creature, dinner. The lion approaches, confident in its size and strength. The honey badger turns. It doesn't run. It charges straight at an animal 8 times its weight. The lion hesitates, startled by the sheer audacity. The badger screams, a sound that echoes across the savanna like a creature possessed. It bites at the lion's face. The lion swats it away with a paw that could crush its skull. But the badger is impossibly quick. It dodges. It attacks again. The lion, frustrated and confused by this tiny creature's refusal to die or flee, simply walks away. Sometimes, survival isn't about being the biggest. It's about being too much trouble to kill. The mongoose's calculated strike. Not far from the honey badger's victory, a different kind of confrontation is unfolding. A mongoose stands in the tall grass, its body rigid with focus. Ahead of it lies a black mamba, the same species that terrifies most African animals. The mongoose is about to do something that looks suicidal. It's going to fight the snake. The mongoose is smaller than the mamba, less venomous, less equipped to kill, but it has something else. Reflexes honed by millions of years of evolution. The mongoose drops into a fighting stance, moving side to side. The black mamba strikes. The mongoose rolls left, the fangs missing by inches. The mamba strikes again. Again, the mongoose dodges. This dance continues for nearly 2 minutes. Predator and prey locked in a combat that could end only in death. The mongoose's strategy is patience. The mamba will tire. Its strikes require enormous energy. The mamba lunges again. This time, the mongoose is ready. It jumps onto the mamba's back, biting at the head. The snake whips around, trying to dislodge its attacker. The mongoose holds on, its teeth sinking deeper. The mamba thrashes, but it cannot reach the mongoose with its fangs. After 60 seconds that feel like an eternity, the mamba stops moving. The mongoose releases. It's won. But victory came at a cost. Tiny puncture wounds on its shoulder. The mamba was a young specimen. The venom was less potent. A larger snake might have killed it. Nature rewards calculated risks. Across a dried riverbed, something few humans ever see is happening. An African wildcat is hunting. These tiny cats, weighing barely 5 pounds, are the ancestors of all domestic cats. But unlike their domesticated descendants, the African wildcat is a pure apex predator. A small quail sits in the brush, pecking at seeds. It's vulnerable. The quail looks up, suddenly aware of danger, but it's already too late. The African wildcat has closed the distance. The quail tries to flee, taking flight, but the wildcat leaps, its body extending impossibly high, its front paws catching the quail mid-flight. The bird falls. The wildcat lands perfectly, its momentum carrying it forward. The kill is swift. The wildcat settles into the shade of a boulder to eat, always aware of larger predators that might steal this meal. The African wildcat's day is a series of calculated hunts. Tiny mice, insects, the occasional bird. It must make 10 successful kills to survive, a rate of failure that would break most animals. But the African wildcat has evolved to accept this. It has the patience of a creature that knows failure is not just possible, it's guaranteed, most of the time. In the deepest shade of the savanna, a python waits. It has been waiting for 3 days. It is coiled beneath a fallen log, perfectly still, perfectly patient. The python is the savanna's most patient killer. It doesn't hunt with speed or aggression. It hunts with the assumption that eventually prey will come. A hyrax emerges from between the rocks. Hyraxes are small rabbit-like creatures that seem harmless, but they live in family groups, and when one sees danger, the whole group mobilizes. The mother hyrax spots the python. She shrieks, a sound designed to alert every hyrax in the colony. Young hyraxes scatter in panic. The python erupts from its coil, moving faster than an animal that has been still for 3 days should be able to move. It's too late. The hyraxes are already disappearing into crevices. The python, frustrated but not discouraged, searches for smaller prey. A small lizard basks in the sun, unaware. The python approaches carefully. The lizard doesn't see predators in the form of such large snakes. Its brain has categorized python as irrelevant, a fatal mistake. The python strikes, its jaw opens impossibly wide. The lizard is swallowed whole. It's not much, barely a meal, but in the savanna, you eat what you can find. On the open grasslands of the African savanna, a serval moves with the grace of a dancer and the precision of an assassin. A serval is not a large cat, weighing barely 40 pounds, but it is something far more dangerous. It is perfectly adapted to its environment. Long legs, oversized ears, eyes that see in near darkness. A body built for one purpose, hunting in the tall grass where vision fails most predators. The serval spots movement in the grass. A small rodent, a hyrax young, a quail, the serval doesn't care which. It stalks forward, each step calculated. Its ears swivel independently, triangulating sound with mathematical precision. It hears a heartbeat. It hears breathing. It hears life. The serval crouches. Then it does something no other African cat can do with such consistency. It jumps. A serval can leap 10 feet into the air. It can catch birds in flight. It can snatch prey from burrows. On this particular morning, it targets a quail that has ventured too far from safety. The bird takes flight. The serval launches into the air with its impossibly long legs extending like springs. 6 feet up, 7 feet up. The serval's front paws rake through the air where the quail was a half second before. The serval lands, rolls, and continues running. The quail is airborne. The serval jumps again. This time, its timing is perfect. The quail falls. The serval catches it before it touches the ground. For a creature so small, the serval kills with remarkable frequency. It succeeds in more than half its hunts, a success rate that makes most other African predators jealous. In the harsh economy of the savanna, the serval is a creature that understands value. It doesn't waste energy on impossible prey. It hunts what it can catch, and it catches almost everything it targets. The serval has earned its place not through size or strength, but through skill and discipline. But reality calls us back to the actual African savanna. A small mongoose, barely 2 pounds, is teaching her offspring the most critical skill of survival: hunting. 3 young mongooses follow their mother across the rocky ground. She moves with purpose. She is searching for something specific. A small lizard skitters across a rock. The mother mongoose freezes. She turns to her young and makes a specific sound, a teaching call. This is how they learn. Watch, observe. The mother mongoose stalks the lizard. The young mongooses mimic her movements, crouching low, moving slowly. The mother strikes. The lizard is caught. She brings it to her young. They smell it, they touch it. Some of them manage to bite it. This is education in the natural world, not theory, but practiced apprenticeship in the art of killing. One of the young mongooses wanders away from the group. It's curious. All young animals are curious. But curiosity kills more effectively than any predator. The young mongoose has wandered toward the territory of a black mamba. The mother mongoose sees this immediately. She shrieks, the alarm call. The young mongoose looks back, sees its mother's terror, and runs. It reaches safety just as the black mamba emerges from a hole in the ground. The mother mongoose hisses at the snake. A standoff. Neither wants to engage. The mamba retreats. The family moves on. Survival today was about being attentive. Guinea fowl chicks cluster together in a tight formation. They're vulnerable. Predators hunt them constantly. But guinea fowl have evolved a defense strategy that individual animals cannot achieve: numbers. They move as a unit. When danger approaches, they spread out, a tactic that makes it harder for predators to single out and chase one individual. A brown snake eagle approaches. The guinea fowl chicks scatter, but they don't scatter randomly. They scatter in a pattern designed to confuse. 5 chicks run left, 4 run right, 3 go straight. The eagle picks a direction and pursues one small cluster. The parent guinea fowl respond with aggression, attacking the eagle with their beaks and feet. The eagle pulls up. It has learned not to engage with a determined parent bird. The chicks regroup. By moving together, by defending communally, they survive. By being alone, they would die. A young porcupine wanders at the edge of its family group. Porcupines are protected by something other animals only dream of: an armor of barbed quills. Each quill is a tiny work of evolutionary engineering, lightweight, sharp, and barbed, so that once it embeds in flesh, it's nearly impossible to remove without causing massive damage. A honey badger catches the scent. It moves toward the porcupine with the confidence of an animal that has won 1,000 fights. The porcupine doesn't flee. It doesn't need to. It simply turns, raises its quills, and backs toward the badger. The honey badger approaches anyway. It's bold, it's fierce, but it's also smart. After taking a single quill in its mouth, a reminder of the price, it walks away. Some meals aren't worth the cost. In the depths of the African savanna, a remarkable truth becomes clear. There is no hierarchy without nuance. The martial eagle rules the skies, but fears the ground. The honey badger owns the earth, but fears the sky. The black mamba possesses one of nature's deadliest weapons, yet remains prey to the mongoose and the brown snake eagle. Every animal is simultaneously predator and prey. Every creature hunts and is hunted. This is not tragedy. This is the rhythm of life itself. When the honey badger raids the bee colony, it pollinates plants the bees depend on. When the mongoose kills the snake, it prevents the snake from eating every rodent in the territory, allowing the rodent population to remain stable. When the small quail dies to feed the African wildcat, it ensures the wildcat will have strength to hunt tomorrow. Every death feeds life. Every predation shapes the next generation. The small lizard hunted by the python might have harbored parasites. The python, by eating the lizard, cleanses the ecosystem of disease. The hyrax young that escapes the python strike grows stronger, more vigilant. The python, by failing, ensures only the most adapted hyraxes reproduce. This is how evolution works. This is how nature selects for resilience. The brown snake eagle's hunt for the black mamba protects countless small mammals the mamba would otherwise consume. Those mammals pollinate plants. Those plants feed herbivores. Those herbivores feed lions. The sacrifice of a single mamba reverberates through an invisible web of consequence. Everything connects. Nothing is wasted, not even death. The African savanna is not a place of mercy. It is a place of mathematics, of calories and efficiency, of predator and prey locked in a dance that has continued for millions of years and will continue for millions more. The martial eagle will always hunt. The mongoose will always fight. The honey badger will always rage. The quail will always flee. But this is not a tragedy. This is survival. This is the truth beneath all life. We eat or are eaten. We fight or are killed. We endure or we vanish. The animals of the African savanna have accepted this. They don't mourn their dead. They don't question their role. They exist in perfect balance with a world that demands everything and gives nothing freely. And perhaps that is the greatest lesson the savanna can teach, that life itself is the hunt. Living means struggling. Survival means understanding that in a world of predators and prey, there is beauty in the battle itself. In the way a honey badger charges a lion without fear, in the way a mongoose dances with death and survives, in the way a brown snake eagle falls from the sky with absolute conviction. The African savanna continues. The hunters hunt. The hunted flee or stand and fight. The sun rises and sets. And in that eternal cycle, in that perfect, brutal machine, life persists. Nature's coldest battles are not cold at all. They are the warmest thing on earth. They are what keeps the entire world alive.